What's up, guys? We're here at the Guitar Summit with Sheldon Dingwall at the Dingwall booth.
Oh.
And we have a couple of cool basses here at the booth. So, Sheldon, could you please walk us through what we have here?
I'd love to. Why don't we start with this one? So this is a project. Oh man, we've been working on this for now 4 years. This is the approved factory sample of the SP1. And so this is exactly what we will be shipping in February.
All right.
We're super happy with it. The neck feels absolutely as good as we hoped. The finish on the body is amazing. We're really happy with the job they've done. And I can't wait to get it into people's hands so they can try it as well. I can't remember if I mentioned that these pickups are all new, and we like them so much we now put the Canadian versions of these pickups in our Canadian custom shop Super Piece. Mm-hmm. And I think, Ivan, you've tried some in yours.
Yeah, Alnico, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds great. And just when is the expected release date for those, more or less?
The ETA from the factory is end of December. Expect maybe 6 weeks on the water to get to us, and then the first thing we do is we do our inspections. And so by the end of February, we should be able to inspect them and have them shipped to customers.
Cool. So
the first 2 runs are sold out.
Okay.
I think most of the third run is sold out as well.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean they're not going to be available in stores.
Mm-hmm. Great.
What else do we have here? You were mentioning that. Well, why don't we?
Sure.
This is the first D-Roc that we've done a top on, and in order to get a top onto a D-Roc, we had to remove that center raised section and just smooth it out. And so now we're able to do tops on D-Rocs. This is a limited run of 24 pieces.
Okay.
Only to the EU. And after these are sold out, then we'll be able to do other tops as well. So
okay.
The first 24 pieces will be maple green.
Nice. Beautiful wood. And this is same D-Roc control, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Everything's the same, just the shape of the top and the top itself. As many people know, the great Simon Padalka is now at the Dingwall factory, and we really enjoy having him there. He fits in just beautifully with the rest of the team, and this is one of his finishes. And you can see he's just got such an eye for detail. And so now we have several master builders, several master finishers, and we're able to be able to get. Well, we hope to get caught up on our custom shop orders. Although the sales are still going faster than we can build, so the wait time is now 3 years. But we're working very hard at trying to reduce that wait time.
Great.
Now, one of the things that we're doing to deal with the wait time is we've created the Fastlane. And I had this idea driving on the German Autobahn. And you look at the right-hand lane, and it's just traffic, and things are backed up, and it's moving very slowly. And on the left-hand lane, it's BMWs and Audis just.
Yes.
And so in North America, we would call that the fast lane. And so we started looking at our production. And so a bass like this, you can't build fast. You can only build this at a very methodical, slow pace, because you don't want to screw it up, you don't want to crash. And so these naturally have to take more time.
Yeah.
And so those would be in the right-hand lane. But something like this, if we can design it to be simple so it can flow in the left-hand lane, then it can go through much faster. But in order to not affect the existing orders with the custom shop, we're partnering with luthiers in Canada to help us with the finishing stages, which is where the real bottleneck is in our production.
Okay.
And so it's still Canadian made, still custom shop quality, but the wait time is going to be much faster.
What are we expecting, more or less? A year, less than a year?
Well, it really depends. Like, we're going to do, our planned production is 10 per month. And so it depends on how fast those sell. So probably, well, the show is kind of showing me that the orders might build up fairly fast.
Yeah.
So I don't have an answer for that yet, other than stay tuned. And if you really want one, be the first one to get your order in, and you'll be the first one to get one.
Okay. And where are we price-wise, more or less?
These sit just a little bit above an Afterburner one with like passive spec.
Yeah.
Passive spec on this. Expensive woods.
Yeah.
A black limbo body, oven call neck, rosewood fingerboard. No, not cheap materials.
Yeah.
But in this case, this is the only finish we're going to offer, so the materials have to speak for themselves. And so when you're talking a custom base, you don't want cheap looking materials.
Yeah.
But if you were to put a top on that 81, then it would be much more expensive than this.
Yeah. So these are like fixed spec runs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Option of passive or preamp.
Okay. Great. Awesome. One question about this one, the horn, the lower horn. What was the decision to change that? Because it's different than on the other ones.
You know, maybe 10 years ago, maybe longer, maybe 15 years ago, one of my employees said, "Hey, Sheldon, could you try drawing an afterburner shape with the outturned horn?" He had one of our Preamp artists. It was a guy in the shop, and we built a horn. And so I thought, yeah, I can do that. So I drew it, and it sat on my computer for a decade.
Yeah.
And we're working on another model. I won't talk about it too much right now, but this was the shape I chose for that other model. And then when we had the meeting on the Fastlane, I thought, well, why don't we use that shape too?
Yeah.
And so it was already there waiting.
Okay, perfect.
Most of the models we have, like if you take a look at this, it looks like a simple recreation of a classic model, but there was 2 years of drawing involved, 20 revisions probably. The D-Roc, over 8 years of work just drawing and fine-tuning. The Z, it has continually evolved, and it continues to evolve, and so it's 30 years now.
Wow. Wow, long time. Great. Just one final question, because I know everyone was going to ask about it. The minimalist bridge.
Yes.
Is there an ETA when people can expect that?
2025 is when we expect the first NGs and combustions to start shipping, and we've been holding back on offering the bridge for retrofitting until we get those going out the door. And I've been working. I'm going to switch it up just a little bit to make the installation easier.
Okay.
It's a simple mod, but it should make the installation easier so that you can do it locally rather than send it off to a specific luthier for installation.
Great. Awesome, Daniel. Thank you so much for doing this. Appreciate it.
Ivan, thank you so much. Cheers.